From the vineyards of Detroit, Michigan, it was vintage Reggie Bush last night as he scampered 86 yards for a touchdown versus the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars, who go down 13-12 to the Lions in preseason game number 3, dress rehearsal for the 2014 season. Bush has got the fans in Detroit, who know there will be no wine before it's time, very excited about the upcoming season. With the return of Megatron last night, who caught a couple balls from Matthew Stafford, it looks promising for their offense. We know Detroit has a nice defense, led by Ndamukong Suh and Ziggy Ansah. That shouldn't be a problem. The biggest problem is the division they play in. The NFC North is stacked. They've got the Green Bay Packers with the returning and more healthy Aaron Rodgers. The Bears, no slouches of their own. But I think the Lions can compete for the division, if not a wild card, especially if Bush ran like he did last night. Notice he took the ball up the middle, and then when he was already downfield, made a cut and ran all the way around the cornerback just like he did in college and outran everybody. That doesn't happen in the NFL. Running backs don't tend to beat younger cornerbacks to the end zone when they try to run around them, and that's what Bush did. He hasn't lost a step. He's the same guy drafted by New Orleans, maybe misused a little bit. Since then, what's happened? The NFL has really adapted more to a Bush-like style. They brought in Darren Sproles, who departed and went to Philadelphia, so they draft Brandon Cook, the speedy wide receiver. You need guys who could catch short passes and run with them. But Reggie Bush is a bona fide every down running back. That's what he's developed in since he went to Miami and then Detroit. You could, make this guy your workhorse. Last year, the Eagles got lucky when Bush slipped during the pregame routines, and he didn't play because in that snow, one cut and he'd have been gone, just like LaShawn McCoy was. And I think McCoy could take a page out of what he saw Bush do last night. Take what the defense gives you first, and if a cut opens up downfield, it's going to end up in a touchdown. Dancing in the backfield may turn a 5-yard loss into a 20 or 30-yard gain, but the really big explosive runs that go all the way are the ones that you saw from Reggie Bush last night. One cut and gone. So there you go, Reggie Bush, 86 yards for a touchdown. It's the curious case of Reginald Bush in Detroit, turning back the hands of time. Elsewhere in the NFL, the New York Jets have named Geno Smith the starting quarterback. This is no surprise because Michael Vick had been verbally conceding it the whole time, though the Jets said there was a competition. Obviously there was none, otherwise Michael Vick would have won that job. Also, getting back to the Detroit Jaguars game, Blake Bortles was one of the major bright spots of the preseason. He looked like he was ready to take that job from Chad Henne, but Coach McCoy said all along that they want to keep him on the shelf and let him learn, as a backup quarterback for now and maybe start next year or sometime during the season. But Bortles threw for 158 yards versus Detroit and a touchdown, so the fans down there who've been clamoring for a winner for a while are going to be beating the drums for Blake Bortles. So, there you have it. The Detroit Lions, 13-12 winners over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Reggie Bush is back, and he's fighting like mad. Speed intact. Brad Pitt, eat your heart out. Bush is the new Benjamin Button. Also, the Jets will keep Michael Vick on the bench for now. Maybe that'll keep him fresh and make him last up to and through the playoffs. Maybe that's the strategy of Mordenwig and Rex Ryan, because let's face it, Vic never plays 16 games. That's my biggest hope, because as a football fan, when I'm not watching the Eagles, I want to see guys like Johnny Manziel and Reggie Bush, exciting guys. I don't need to see Geno Smith. It's like watching paint dry. 2014 NFL football season about to get underway.